Ladies and gentlemen, is there a greater example of a president being removed utilizing the 25th Amendment than Joe Biden? They wanted to utilize the 25th Amendment to remove Trump because of his personality. He didn't do anything. He never pressured Zelensky. Otherwise, President Zelensky of Ukraine would have stated, he pressured me. He forced me to investigate the pure as the driven snow Biden. Okay? He's never been charged in a court of law for anything. So if the 25th Amendment applied to President Trump, he would have been guilty in a court of law, or at least arrested or charged under a crime, whether it was tax returns with financial labyrinth of criminality, or evidence tying him to being a Russian operative that Mueller found that could be used in a court of law. So he was never, Trump was never indicted or charged on any of the absurd allegations leveled against him. Fact. Okay. He also was never involved in a debacle like Afghanistan. To the contrary, President Trump gave Biden a roadmap, a peace deal sanctioned by the United Nations Security Council. Another fact. Had we simply began withdrawal in January, had we simply begun withdrawing Americans on January 21st, when Biden was inaugurated, day after Biden was inaugurated, none of this would have happened. It's not withdrawing Americans. We knew the country would fall. We had to do that. Trump reversed U.S. foreign policy, the failed policies of 15, 20 years. And of course they said, oh my God, the 25th Amendment. Well, he did what he had to do. Trump was a great president. We had record low unemployment. We had wages increasing. We had the first president to step foot in North Korea, to begin détente between North and South Korea. You could say, well, I don't like his policies, I like his policies, but the bottom line is he was capable, okay? He was so capable that they said that he was a tyrant and a despot and authoritarian, even though the intelligence agencies were leveled against him. All of media was leveled against him. Social media algorithms tried to silence him, and so he was effective. You can't say that he was 25th Amendment material. If you read the 25th Amendment, it says so Trump is basically saying remove this man, Biden, utilizing the 25th Amendment. Other Republicans are saying the same thing, because if the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, where is Biden? He can't even finish a sentence. And I'm not saying that with malice. You know, Democrats know that he cannot finish a sentence. They know this. There were accusations that ABC edited his interview. He goes on these tangents. Nobody knows what he's talking about. His own administration is contradicting him. The Pentagon contradicted Biden, saying Americans are being beaten in the streets of Kabul by the T, which the organization, we'll just call it the T, the organization that runs and controls Afghanistan now. What is his plan? We have, last I checked a couple days ago, 15,000 Americans. Do we have 10,000 Americans now still there? Trapped? How many people trapped? And so the question is, did you vote for this, liberal, morally superior liberal Democrats? Did you vote for this? Is this on your hands? Everything that you thought that was so bad and horrible under Trump's presidency, it was, we were on the wrong side of history. Are you on the right side of history for this catastrophe at the Kabul airport and the fall of Afghanistan? It's not the manner in which, it's not the fall. We knew that eventually the T would take over Afghanistan. We knew that. It was the manner in which we left, the haphazard, irresponsible, incompetent, inept manner that Biden left. That's the issue. It's so simple. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Tell your friends about this channel. By the way, I was published in the Jerusalem Post. The opinion piece is below in the pinned comment. Please go ahead and share it everywhere. I think you'll like it. Very interesting. I think that by 2022, Democrats will turn on Fauci, and that's what the op-ed talks about. So share that everywhere, and if you enjoy it, just share it everywhere. If you want to support this channel, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment for long-term support. But if you want to give this segment a super thanks, it's right next to the like and the share buttons below. To my super thanks, thank you. I will thank you individually as well. The 25th Amendment, the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office. Now, every single day, what Democrats and media did is they said, oh my God, Trump, he's lost it. He's lost his marbles. Look at his erratic behavior. Look at the way he acts. Look at his statements on social media. He's obviously lost his mind. This is projection. They were losing their minds because they were reacting to President Trump in the most apoplectic, hysterical, manic, sensationalized manner. They pretended that they were so outraged at his behavior. They feigned indignation every moment of the day. They looked at him like this otherworldly creature that couldn't be human. Because Democrats care so much about personality and image and public relations that they looked at record low unemployment and foreign policy achievements, and they said, oh my God, then when there was a global health crisis and states like New York and California and others tanked their economies, but also New York and New Jersey presided over, unfortunately, and God bless the people of New York and New Jersey, the worst outcomes. The worst outcomes, with the most draconian policies. Still the worst outcomes. Highest per capita rates, most lives lost in the whole planet. Look at the New York Times statistics. The top 4 states with the highest per capita rates are still Democratic-run states. Yet they pontificate the most, and they blame Trump. They gave Andrew Cuomo an Emmy. They gave him an Emmy. This is why you should never listen to anyone in Hollywood about politics, ever again. They gave Andrew Cuomo an Emmy for daytime television because he was lying through his teeth every single day. And to Democrats, that's sane and rational and reasonable and, totally normal. So you have to understand something. Normality, sanity is viewed as abnormal to Democrats, which is why they looked at Trump and they said, oh my God, look at his personality. Oh my God, 25th Amendment. Does anyone believe, even Democrats, does anyone believe that Biden is running the show? That he is calling, basically making the decisions? Does anyone believe this? I want to know in the comments section. Does anyone believe this? That's why the 25th Amendment should be used. Does anyone believe this is what happens when you anoint somebody and you prop him up and you catapult him to victory? This is what happens. This was not an example of meritocracy. He was stumbling and fumbling through words for the past, did he campaign, really? I mean, cornflakes? You know the deal? I mean, this is like, you have to ask yourself, put away political allegiances. Do you think that he's running? Do you think he's running the country? Let's say you can't stand Trump, you despise Trump, you'd rather have somebody who is not even coherent or lucid. Let's just say you'd rather have someone who's not lucid. Let's leave it at that. Let's just say you would rather have somebody who's not cognizant of what's going on. Okay? Do you think, though, that he's actually running the country or his own administration? Okay? Do you think that he understands what's going on at all times? Okay? If you don't think that and you still despise Trump, then the 25th Amendment applies. Despite your disdain for Trump and love for anything opposite of Trump. Trump's personality was viewed as abnormal, okay? Just because he had a brash, sometimes belligerent, offensive personality. Biden's actual cognitive, his actual ability to, Biden and his leadership skills, do they correlate with somebody that doesn't know what's going on? Let's just leave it at that. Does Biden understand what is happening? Yes or no? Does he understand? If you have to think for more than a second about the answer to that question, the 25th Amendment and removal pertains to Biden. Give me your thoughts. Trump is right yet again.